My name's Steve Miller. I'm not a rescue. I'm just a guy that spends every day at your shelter playing with pit bulls. I go there.
Would you name the city that you're from?
Pardon me?
Would you name the city you're from? Thank you.
I go there, I play with them, I walk them, I run with them, I roll in the grass with them. I give them belly rubs, they give me big old wet kisses. I tell them I love them and that they're special. Okay? Just towards the end of last year, a personal family friend of mine, Hillel Cohn, called me up and told me he wanted to put me on the Animal Commission. But unfortunately, since I don't live in the city of San Bernardino, I couldn't do that. But that doesn't mean I can't go down there and take care of those dogs. I'm there every day. I see dogs come in healthy, and I see them leave sick. Every day they're there, they get worse. We had somebody tell one of my friends the other day, we got them on meds, they're not responding. You know, I'm not a vet, I'm not a doctor, I raised kids, and I can tell you that when I took my kid to the doctor, put him on meds, and he didn't respond, we didn't just take him out back and euthanize him, we took him back to the doctor and got the right meds and got them better. That's the least they owe those dogs, because those dogs didn't ask to be there. They don't want to be there, and they need to be taken care of. When we get the dogs out, the first thing we have to do is de-tick them. And I'm not talking pull a tick here and there, I'm talking pull possibly anywhere from a dozen plus ticks off of those dogs. And by the time we get done playing with them, put them back, the next time we take them out, it's starting that process over again. You know, they need to clean those kennels. I know personally, a friend of mine's husband donated 2 high-pressure washers, and I have never once seen them used. Not once. I donated blankets for the dogs, t-shirts, and about a month ago, we just saw them. Stuff them in plastic bags and get rid of them. You know, there's people out there that want to help this shelter, okay? We know the city's in financial stress right now. I know people all the way across the country have donated to the shelter at San Bernardino, and including people in Canada that I know. And they're tired of watching those dogs get killed just randomly. No rhyme, no reason. The picture of the dog you got there, that's the last time I got to see that dog. He was the last dog I had out one Saturday, and we played for an hour, we rolled around, we had a wonderful time. I left that Saturday thinking this was a great day. I got to play with all the dogs, and I was told by the shelter staff 40 dogs left that shelter that day. And I get home, fall asleep, take a nap, wake up to see a text saying they killed Luke. Why did they kill Luke? They just got rid of 40 dogs, and then they put a dog down that was just amazing. It just makes no sense to me. Thank you.
I'm an attorney. I practice primarily in the area of animal law, specifically shelter law and animal control law. I have no agenda. I am not affiliated with any group, organization, or individuals. My only goal in our shelters, if you can call them shelters, I don't usually, is transparency and accountability. And from what I can tell from looking at this shelter or facility for the last couple of years, it's atrocious. What is happening there is nothing more than institutionalized animal abuse, cruelty, and neglect. For what it's worth, I filed a police report today against Adam Affronti and Debbie Schuker. I have left it with the police today. It needs to be investigated. I would ask all of you to please follow up with this. What's going on there is unbelievable. This is not a bunch of hype. I've looked at your records. You have no shortage of drugs. In fact, between 2005 and 2013, I have 373 pages of drug records, drug procurement, purchase, including controlled substances. You have no one at that facility who is licensed to diagnose animals or prescribe or administer those drugs. Where are they going? Where is the ketamine going? Acepromazine. You have a lot of prescription drugs coming in there. There's no shortage of them. I don't know where they're going, but this is taxpayer money and it's a significant amount. You have no on-site vet. In October, apparently you made some resolution that you're going to have a vet, Dr. Zielinski, come in twice a week. I don't know what happened with that, but up to that point you had no one there who had the legal authority to be prescribing these drugs or diagnosing animals. What is going on is unbelievable. I wish I could say I'm shocked. You're in good company. I haven't gotten all of your records, but just from your job descriptions alone, that by the way you post online, your job descriptions alone ask your candidates to violate state laws. Your requirements for the jobs are in violation of state laws, and I think you need to take a look at those. Your operations manual is it's atrocious. It looks like it's been cobbled together over years. None of it even makes any sense. None of it complies with state law. So, this is not stuff that's being made up. These are concrete violations of law. And as I said, I haven't even gotten to your actual impound records. But when I hear about animals like Inky Binky with this horrible infection, who was left for 10 days, if I did that, I would expect to be prosecuted for felony animal cruelty, and there is no exemption. There is no exemption in the law for government workers. In fact, I would hold them to a higher standard because theoretically they have the knowledge to do better than this. And we're not here to attack you. You have a whole room full of people. You have people all over willing to help. But your staff doesn't want them in there because, frankly, they don't want them talking about what they see.
Anything to help, that's what all of us are here for. We want to work with you guys. We want to bring in help. But you guys have to be on the open end here and allow us to do that. We can't do it by ourselves. We can't have roadblocks when we go to the shelter. And I was under the impression that a vet tech had to euthanize animals. Is there a vet tech there that are putting these animals down? Last one I knew of left. So under these circumstances, I don't know what your criteria is for when you hire in people to work there, but when you go in there, you're met with rude, you're met with incompetence, and they don't care. They really don't. We've watched them hose down dogs while they're sitting in their kennels. We've watched them drag them out on catch poles so rough, I'm surprised they didn't break their tracheas. It's that bad. And when it gets that bad, I think that the shelter and the people who work there need to be evaluated. And you need to bring in people that like animals, that love animals. That's it. Thank you.
Listening to your police department talk about winning the award, they talked about teamwork, and they talked about having civilians helping them win. You said how proud you were of them. Are you proud of your shelter? Any of you? And if you're not, what are you going to do about it? This is a movement. This is not just happening in San Bernardino. This is happening in Rancho Cucamonga. This is happening all over the country. People are tired of seeing the horror stories of animals, the abuse. What brought me here was the video of the dog named Sue. And thank you, Maria Sanchez, and the other volunteers for the courage of going in and fighting constantly for these animals. I don't understand how this has gone on for so long. And yes, where are the drugs going? Animals are being put down not properly sedated. This is a nightmare. Somebody has to step up. Somebody on your council has to be a hero and do the right thing. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Hi, I live in Palm Springs currently, but I have been volunteering and driving to San Bernardino City Shelter every week, and it's going to be 2 years this August. And I go specifically to photograph the animals, the dogs and the cats. And in my 2 years of going there, on average for about 8 hours every week, what I've noticed is a consistent inconsistency in the attention to the medical needs of the animals. Consistently. As recently as last fall, there was a discussion between the office management of the shelter and rescues about the possibility of a rescue coordinator coming in and being hired to actually act as a liaison so that we could improve large pools of animals to get them out of there alive and to address other needs that the animals had. Well, that hasn't happened. Instead, we now have an office manager who oversees all of the union employees for the shelter to make sure that they leave exactly at designated time for lunch, exactly at designated time for their breaks. And I've actually been locked in the shelter. I've been locked in the shelter at 5:02 p.m. because the new office manager wanted to make a point of educating me that the shelter closes at 5 o'clock. They're meticulous in their management of the employees and the people. But when it comes to the attention to the health of the animals, which consistently declines, whether it's a 96-hour hold or a 10 or 12-day or 14-day period that they're there because of weekends for confiscation holds or microchip holds, there is little detailed attention given at that same level. We lost our vet tech several months ago. We still do not have a vet tech. We have a chartered relationship with General Veterinary Clinic, dog and cat vet clinic up the street, who also has an agreement with, I believe, the Redlands Animal Shelter, as well as the public. They are so overburdened. I saw the veterinarian come into the shelter last week, per this new agreement that he come twice a week. I was in the cat room. 30 seconds is spent with an animal. It's impossible to assess the current health status of an animal in such a short amount of time. So I support Upward Dog Rescue's appeal for a meeting with management, with the city council, because we need to refresh the shelter's commitment to the animals, and that's being completely negated at this point, I'm sorry to say. Thank you.
We are over our public comment period of time, and so we need to close our meeting. Do we have a motion to close? Do we? We're expired. We've gone over the amount of time for public comment. I'm sorry for those who were not able to speak. Appreciate you coming out. I know some of you drove a number of miles, so thank you. The meeting will be adjourned. You can come back next week or the next meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? No. We've heard enough. Just close the meeting. Just close the meeting. Well, then you can blame it on me.
I don't want to talk about the dog shelter. I want to talk about my city.
Okay. The time is expired. The meeting's adjourned until 2 p.m. Monday, April 21st, 2014. You're welcome to come back. You're welcome to come back at that time. Thank you.